All righty. Hello. Welcome back to the Bankshot DJs podcast with your hosts, Denny and the Shrine. Denny, what is good?
What's going on, man? Thursday, July 10th, 6:24 p.m. We kind of mentioned it on the last episode, Matt, but this time of the year is crazy. It's been off to a very hot start. We have a lot to talk about, a lot to dive into, and ready for another episode.
Yes, sir. I'm excited. We have a really busy last few weeks, to say the least. Summer's here, baby, and I'm excited for those who are joining us. Yeah, I got the Larry O'Brien on my new Chet jersey. Litso, I hope you're here to see this. If not, I'll be sending you a picture soon in my Champions hat, and pretty stoked. So,
and for those wondering about me, I have Kevin Durant.
KD, baby.
But it's another retro. Soon to get number 7 on the Rockets.
Supersonics jersey. And speaking of which, we're going to go right into Sonics update to start the episode. First off, fuck James Dolan. He is the owner of the New York Knicks, if you do not know that. And he is pretty much, seems like he's trying to convince owners to kind of start a pact and vote against expansion. And expansion talk is happening this next week in Las Vegas. Summer League just started. The official meetings with all the ownership is going to be next week in Summer League in Vegas. So I just want to say fuck James Dolan for that. It was kind of rumor, so I don't know how much of it is true, but I absolutely believe it because as we talked about before on the podcast, it's, it dilutes the revenue with the new social bargaining deal and everything like that. So fuck him. Also really huge for us in another effort for the city of Seattle to show Mr. Silverman and the owners that we are ready for a team. City unveiled the very first statue for our NBA team outside of Climate Pledge Arena, outside of Key Arena, which is Lenny Wilkins, Seattle Supersonics legend, the GOAT. He was the coach of the 1970s. Was it 79? Yep. 79. I always get mixed between 77 and 79, but Lenny Wilkins, obviously legendary coach who got us to the finals and the only championship in Supersonics history. He was also a player for them before that, so he's the GOAT. So he is the very first statue outside of Climate Pledge Arena in a empty locker room ready for a team. And so, yeah. So for that, we will take a shot for the Seattle Supersonics.
Yes, sir.
For Lenny Wilkins, for everybody. Desmond Mason, who had an after party at the beer hall there as well. One of the greatest dunkers, contest winners of all time. Love Desmond Mason, 24, the GOAT. Yeah, Zenny, let's take a shot.
Bring him back.
Cheers. Bring him back for sure. Cool stuff.
All right, Matt, what are we starting off with?
First off, we're going to do a little bit of draft recap. As you guys know, we did a mock draft not too long ago, right? The day before the draft.
We had a hot start to our draft.
We did. We went 3 for 3.
Yep.
Which sounds easy, but I believe Denny killed it with the snipe with the 3rd overall pick with VJ Edgecombe. There was talks about some other guys going there, and I praise Denny for this snipe of VJ Edgecombe going to the 76ers, the 2nd overall pick or the 3rd overall pick. Obviously, Cooper Flagg, Dylan Harper, we got right. And the other pick we got right was the number 15 overall. And that was the one I picked for my Oklahoma City Thunder. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was a fire call right there.
We got Thomas Sorber, the first draft pick, not including Chet, in a long time that I've gotten correct for the Thunder. So I'm really happy to see that.
And I think with the VJ pick, it's just like we talked about, Ace Bailey, just all the questionable things he was doing coming up to the draft, not working out, just bad mentality. I think that was going to make his stock drop, and it did. Yeah. And I think VJ Edgecombe has proven so far in a couple of games in the Summer League that he is ready to rock and roll for the Sixers team.
Me and Denny specifically kept on talking about, we want Ace Bailey to drop. We don't like his attitude, the way he did that. And he specifically, even after he got drafted 5th overall
to the
Jazz, there were still, talks about him talking about how he did not want to go to Utah, which was just drama. But he didn't say those any himself. It was just speculations apparently. And he's there in Summer League playing. So he is in Utah playing. Denny, we're not going to go through every single pick. I just want you to give me your top 2 steals of the draft, top 2 reaches of the draft, and then any other shockers.
I think you could probably say a steal was Kaman Malawach at 10. I think you picked him a little bit earlier, and I think he was going to go early. And that's just a huge addition for the Suns.
And I like him on the Suns quite a bit.
I do too. Yeah.
They've been looking for a big man, obviously.
Yep.
Or Nurkic did not work out whatsoever. go listen to past episodes. How much shit talk we've done.
I mean, they got Mark Williams, but we'll see if that guy even plays. So that's just a huge pickup for Kamal Malowich and the Suns. Another one I like too is Carter Bryant to the Spurs. I feel like Carter Bryant has the potential to be a 3-and-D guy. Got a really long wingspan, so I feel like he's going to fit in well with the Spurs. It's a great addition. And then I just got to give a shout out though to number 11, going to the Grizzlies to join his Wazoo. Well, not teammate, but
I'm not wearing the jersey, but
another Wazoo guy, Cedric Coward. So
they both played as number 0 at Wazoo as well. Jalen Wells was first and has number 0 for the Memphis Grizzlies. My jersey's in the other room.
I said we said we were going to watch every Grizzlies game with Jay Wells already in the team. Now we got 2 Cougs. I mean, come on.
Our buddy, Coach Gray Jr., Marf, said, Woo almost with a no-hitter. Jack Foley jinxed it. Go Blazers.
Also, Woo's the boy.
Also, Woo's the fucking boy. I'll be honest, Mark, if you're still on here, I might have jinxed it because Denny pulled up and I turned the game on, and then it was literally the end of the 6th, and he walked off. I was like, holy shit, Woo with no-hitter. I was like, fuck, why'd I say it?
The one game we don't allow 10 runs.
The one game. We could have really needed this earlier in the series, not the last fucking day. But anyways, that's baseball talk.
I want to hear your 2 steals before we go on to the reaches.
My first steal is going to be Derek Queen for the traded to the Pels, but Derek Queen at number 13, originally for the Hawks, I guess, but traded to the Pelicans. That whole weird NBA draft trade stuff. Derek Queen's an absolute dog, and I honestly might make both of my steals outside because you already said my 2 main steals was Cedric Coward and Malowich. I might make my other steal, the other Pelicans player they drafted, Jeremiah Fears, 0 Fears. I was actually just watching him today in Summer League. Absolute dog, dude. I like Jeremiah Fears a lot. We did have him going a little bit lower in our, not too far off, about 3 or 4. But yeah, absolute dog. And Pelicans nailed the draft, in my opinion, so far. So those are my 2 steals. Pelicans had really got really good trading around.
Yeah, 0 Fears.
0 Fears is amazing. And I love Derek Queen. Derek Queen is so perfect. I think it's just the perfect destination to be next to Zion Williamson as well. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mark. He said, damn it, Matt. Yeah, I know. I fucked that up. Anyways, yeah, those are my 2 steals. I'm just going to give all the praise to the Pelicans on this draft. Give me your 2 reaches. Anybody you think was a big reach?
I don't know.
Or even a small reach.
I wasn't as familiar, I think, with this draft class. And so
obviously they're professionals and we're not too. So this is just off speculation.
Right. This is off speculation. I just don't know. I have no idea who the 12th pick was. Noah Esseng.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Noah Sengu.
Yeah. Going to the Bulls. I have no idea. I mean, it might not be a reach.
He was one of the French guys, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was a French guy. So, I mean, we've seen, in past that the French guys do well. I just don't know who that is, but maybe I just am not paying enough attention. And then going to the Pelicans, I think that is, that's huge. They got Derek Queen. I'm just very curious to see what's going to happen with that unprotected pick that they gave up to the Hawks, just for the fact that it was going to be unprotected pick, could be a top 5 pick, could be a lottery pick, because it's going to be the worst of them and the Bucks next year. And you just gave it to a Hawks team that we're going to talk about more later, but is loading up. But still, I mean, we've talked about Derek Queen before. He's a dog. He's going to do well on this Pelicans team alongside Zion and Fears and all that.
Absolutely.
I'm just curious to see what's going to happen with that unprotected pick they just gave up.
Yeah.
Not saying that's a reach, because honestly, I could have seen Derek Queen go higher.
As we saw last year, like the French prospects are going crazy.
I know.
Internationals. This is like the first in a while where we haven't had that many international players be in the top 10 at all.
Yeah,
this is a very heavy college draft. And as a person who watched a lot of college basketball, I'm very thankful for that in a way, because I think there's so much talent in the college in general. But I mean, obviously, if the French guy's good. Obviously, Victor Wembanyama. So like, I'm not no hate to the French or anything like that. It's just nice to see the guys that I've watched all season get drafted to good teams. Any other reaches? Maybe I have one circled.
Let's hear yours, because I don't even know who else I would say.
And I could be completely wrong, but this guy didn't even get a green room invite. He was in the stands though. Is the Portland Trailblazers drafting Hansan Yang, the next Yao Ming, the Chinese Jokic, some people are calling him. I did watch a little bit of his tape after he got drafted, but it was just honestly might just be a shocker. I wouldn't even say it's a reach. Excuse me, throw my mic away. I don't know if it's a reach quite yet. it was just definitely a shocker. And the fact that they traded, I think they traded back, right? Or they traded up, one of the two. They traded back with Memphis because Cedric Coward went to Memphis and Portland went back and got Hot Song Young. After they drafted Donovan Clean last year as well, and now they added from Portland Drew Holiday for Celtics. And so that's definitely a shocker in my eyes. As far as another reach, maybe I don't have anybody off the top of my head. I did have Edgar Demon out of BYU. I had him circled as a reach a little bit. I definitely we had him going down to 20th, and he got drafted at 8th to the Nets.
Oh shit!
Like I said, we're not complete professionals, but we like to act like we know. I was just very shocked that he got drafted that early, and maybe the Brooklyn Nets see something I don't. But he's a great guy. He's very versatile. But I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens here. But I think Igor is maybe a little bit of a reach.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at a couple of the guys that got drafted right after him, and I feel like Brooklyn could have maybe went a different direction, but I don't really know enough about him either. I was so out of the game with college basketball this year, so
yeah, that's fair.
Maybe he's going to prove us wrong, but I was kind of thinking about that one too.
Some shocker for me is this is like the first draft a Gonzaga player has not been drafted in a long time. So the streak comes to an end there. That was tough to see because Anton Watson was the last pick in the draft last year to the Celtics. So that streak stayed alive. I think Ryan Nembhard should have been in the second round, should have got drafted. I think he's an amazing player. He got signed to, I believe, Memphis. And the guy I hate, what's his name? The Gonzaga guard.
Nolan
Brickman, also on the summer league for Memphis. Yeah, they got
shit. I did not know that.
Oh, not Memphis. Excuse me. Mavericks. Both of them got summer signed.
I didn't even know Hickman was in the summer league.
Yeah, Hickman got just a summer league deal with the Mavericks, and then Nembhard got a two-way deal summer league with the Mavericks. So that was good to see them to go there. But obviously, they got a Coug drafted, so I can't be mad at all. Still, Washington players being drafted. There was another Washington player drafted. I'm trying to remember who it was. You remember who it was? Didn't play college here, but was it Colin Murray Boyles? No, it might be Colin Murray Boyles. Also a great guy, but that's just my shockers. Walter Clayton Jr. went higher than we predicted. Like to see that. Kalkbrenner we thought was going to be higher too, but he got 34 to Charlotte in the second round. There were some good ones.
I picked Nick Clifford to go 10 to the Suns.
Yeah, Nick Clifford slid
and
a
he
little
went
bit.
24th. So
yeah, still first round talent.
Yeah, exactly.
Danny Wolf was quite an emotional one. I had him go earlier to New Orleans.
Yep.
But he slid a little bit too. Cam Jones slid.
Cam Jones, I think, what was he, like mid-second round?
Yeah, he went to the Spurs 38th. In the 38th. I like I said, I saw Cam Jones live this year, so I had a lot of praise on him.
Bucket.
He can run the floor really well, really well. And
he's a bucket.
When he's on, he's on. Yeah. So the Marquette guy there. All right. That's it for the draft. Any other things you want to say before we move on?
NBA Summer League is going on right now. We got Cooper Flag versus Bronny. It's a great time. So, like, the NBA never stops, off season, but we still go. So,
exactly.
Definitely excited to see how these rookies and how they do in the Summer League and next year for sure.
All right. Now for the juice. The crazy free agency / extension / trades that's happened. First off, we're going to start with extensions. First big one that was mentioned was Triple J, 5-year, $240 million extension in renegotiation. They inked up their man, who we were up and down about this season. He was doing really good, and then he was not good. It's just like he's a little up and down, but he deserves that money, I believe, completely. JJJ, 5 years, $240 million. I'm just going to run through the extensions, then we can pick some out.
Yep.
Julius Randle, 3 years, $100 million, stays with Minnesota. Jabari Smith Jr., 5 years, $112 million extension, rookie extension there with the Rockets. SGA becomes the richest man in NBA history with a 4-year, $285 million to lock him up through 2031. Paulo Banchero, 5-year, rookie max, $287 million. Right after that, Chet, rookie max, 5-year, $250 million. My dog, D-Book, then beats out Shea with a 2-year, $145 million. Which makes him, I believe, $1 million over Shea's annual salary, which is an interesting thought we're going to talk about. Then we got J-Dub, who just signed today. Max, 5-year, $287 million. Absolute dog. OKC locks up their top 3 through 2031. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that because I know there's some people who've been talking about the second apron and stuff like that, whether or not it's too much. Jakob Poeltl, 4 years, $104 million extension with the Raptors. And Herb Jones signed today as well, 3 years, $67 million, which is absolute steal, in my opinion, for the Pelicans because he's an underrated player, in my opinion. He just hasn't got much playing time / he's been injured. Who do you want to talk about first out of those?
Let's start off with Triple J. They traded, obviously, Bane in the offseason, had a tough year. Ja was hurt, so there's a lot of questions going into it. Like you said, we talked about Triple J at the start of the season, last season, and we thought he was a defensive player of the year type caliber player. Was hoping for a lot more. Suffered injuries, but he's still a dog.
He was our favorite at the beginning of the season for defensive player of the year.
I mean, good for him on getting the extension. It just shows that they're going to rock with him. I think the one thing we have to watch out for now is he just had surgery on his turf toe that he suffered a couple weeks ago in some random basketball run. So now I think his timetable is like 12 weeks. He's going to be reevaluated. But it just shows that, they believe in Triple J. He believes in it. So, I mean, I'm a huge Triple J guy. So I hope he can kind of pick it up and figure it out, recover from this injury. And hopefully the Grizzlies can make some noise with our boys on him now.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll see.
Yeah, Triple J, absolutely deserving. It's hard to say what's going to happen with the Grizzlies. Obviously, we're going to even talk about more of how more stacked the West has gotten. The West is so stacked, but I believe the Memphis and I believe everybody else thinks that they can be able to make Triple J a cornerstone. Ja will be up next in a year or two for extensions. I think he got an extension last year, didn't he?
Didn't they also just extend Aldama?
Yep.
I think they extended him this offseason.
Yeah, I think I put that down in here.
Nice.
He wasn't an extension. He was
or was it like a re-sign?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I like that a lot. Okay. We'll get into that a little bit here too.
Yeah.
Jabari Smith, we're talking about the amount of people that the Rockets have just locked up as well after getting KD, after getting Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks contracts out. They make $50 million a year in for KD's contract, and they work around, and they're still under the second apron somehow. They did really well just throwing out money this year. And the Rockets and the Thunder are doing it right by getting everybody under contracts this year because the following years are just going to get more expensive. And I think the cap and the luxury tax thing is going to expand, go a little bit further come the coming years. And I think their Rockets doing really good about getting those guys now, knowing they're going to have them for at least the next 2 or 3 seasons for a majority of their core here. And, they're going to try to make a run with KD and everything like that. So I really love the Jabari Smith Jr. Signing here. 5 years, $112 million. It's honestly perfect for where he's at. He was projected to be a little bit more than what he's done so far for when he got drafted and everything like that. But he's still a good player. And he definitely improved this season being a role player for the Rockets. But I like this move a lot.
Yeah, I think we've both talked about our fandom for him ever since he was in Auburn. I mean, he was a top player in the country in Auburn, and he has great potential to be a stretch player. He's suffered some injuries. He just hasn't lived up to what he needs to be. But I think this is another extension where it solidifies that they trust him. They want him around because I know there was probably some talks about him being moved around, especially with everything was going on with the Rockets and just his status. So shows he's locked in. I'm excited to see what he's going to do. We'll definitely talk about this Rockets team more as we go on through this episode. But yeah, hype for him there for sure.
Next one I want to talk about, I'm going to save all 3 of the OKC guys till the end.
Yep.
Paulo, obviously deserving so. First overall pick in the 2021 draft. It went Paulo, then Chet.
Yep.
Which I was very happy with either of those guys as a Thunder player. Yeah, Paulo, he's had some injuries, and they just went and spent a lot to get Desmond Bane. And so it looks like they're trying to compete. They also, I didn't put it in here, but they signed Mo Wagner for another year. So they got him, keeping the Wagner brothers together here. Paulo, absolutely deserving. I just want to see him stay healthy. And I also with Paulo, like he's been doing really good. Like he had a 50-point game early on in the season and before he got injured. And I don't even think we've seen even close to what Paulo's peak can be yet still. I think there's so much of his game he can expand, whether it be in the defensive game, whether it be in his shooting. And I just think it's the absolute right idea. He's definitely the player, the face of the franchise for Orlando. And yeah, great signing.
Triple-double machine. They've now locked up him, Mo, Franz, Suggs.
Suggs had an extension last year.
Yeah, so this shows that this is the future of the team, and I think it's a great team. Wagner and Paulo both went down with those oblique injuries, which is also just crazy. They both had the same fucking injury.
I think there was only 6 games total with Franz, Jalen Suggs, and Paulo last year.
See, like you said, we haven't even seen the full extent of Paulo, probably Franz, and this even Suggs, because they all had these horrible injuries. We haven't even seen the best of these.
Just 2 years ago, Suggs was all defensive player.
Yeah,
so it's like they're so good. They're just there. Just need to stay healthy. Yeah. Adding Desmond Baines definitely helped him quite a bit. We were both kind of back and forth on that. You were more upside than I was on the Desmond Baines trade. I still think they give up way too fucking much, but he's still a great player.
It's gonna be. He's got something to prove because he's been kind of down. So he's got something to prove, but this Magic team is locked in, ready to go. I'm excited.
Yeah, let's talk about Julius Randle. Obviously had a resurgence here. There's a lot of talks whether or not the trade for Cat and Julius Randle is worth it. And then Julius Randle went on a hell of a run in the end of the season. He was doing really good in the playoffs up until the last 3 games against the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals. Julius Randle is he's how old? Like at least 30, 31, 32? He's up there. He's getting up there in age, but he's showing he can still go. And I think 3 years, $100 million is a great deal for what his stats put up at the end of the season. So I like him staying there. I like him build some more chemistry with Ant. And it'll be interesting to see what happens to this Minnesota team. Yeah,
a lot of talk about that trade. And obviously you can't deny we've seen what Cat's done. But I feel like sometimes there's just a situation where, you got to switch things up. And this, like you said, it really was a resurgence for Randle. I feel like he was just kind of flatlining in New York. He was suffering a lot of injuries, not really going anywhere. And this got him going. I mean, he had a great year, great playoff, was arguably their best player in the playoffs consistently too. So, yeah, I mean, this Wolves team's definitely got something to prove coming up. So I think locking down Julius Randle is a great move, and we'll see what they can do next year.
Despite how strong the West has been the last few years, even we think it's probably going to be even stronger this year, they've still been back-to-back Western Conference Finals.
Yep. You can't deny that.
No, you can't. So, they beat the Lakers to get there. Yep. They beat the Clippers, I believe, to get there as well. So they beat out both LA teams.
Yep.
And then they're there. They're so close. Obviously, we'll talk about it a little bit soon. They lost Nah, which is going to hurt. They need to figure out a way to kind of, replace him in a way.
Maybe this gives DiVincenzo a chance. I mean, not defensively, but maybe offensively gives him more of a chance.
Also, I forgot to put it down here, but I'm pretty sure Naz Reid also got a big extension.
He did. Yep, you're right.
I think it's around the same 3-year, $100 million. So he's also obviously Sixth Man of the Year 2 years ago. Dog.
Yep.
He's really pivotal point for them. So right now they got Ant, Julius Randle, and Nas locked up. And I'm not sure how much longer Rudy Gobert's locked up for, but I don't think he's going to be a huge part of their future, in my opinion. He's kind of going on the decline.
Yeah, I wonder what whatever. I wonder what the hell is his name. I wonder what Jaden McDaniels' contracts are like right now.
Yeah, he's got to be close to his end as well.
Yeah.
You look that up, and then the next person we're going to have to talk about is Devin Booker. We're going to have to talk about the Suns again because I don't know what their direction is at all. Even like right now, even before the Devin Booker sign, even after the Devin Booker sign, they're still over close to $300 million in cap after even getting rid of KD and just making a lot of room. But they took on the Jalen Green contract. They took on that Dylan Brooks contract. They extend D-Book. Do you see them even competing in the West still? They missed the playoffs last year. They're supposed to play in, didn't they? By 1 game. With KD. And they're obviously talking about possibly a buyout with Bradley Beal, and there's talks about Bradley Beal going to the Clippers. I don't think that's officially happening yet, though. What is your Matt Ishbia? What's your thoughts here? What do you think they're trying to do? Because they obviously got a good haul of picks. I like how I like their Malowich pick, but they don't have a lot of draft capital from here on out. Still, they just have 2nd round picks. Like, what's your thoughts behind the D-Book signing? What do you think is going behind Matt Ishbia?
So first off, Jaden McDaniels signed a 5-year contract October 2023.
Yeah,
so he's locked in
before last season.
Yeah, so he's locked in. That's fucking dope.
Yeah.
I don't think Matt Ishbia knows what the hell he's doing. That is a huge contract you just took with Jalen Green.
Yeah,
he just got a bag, and
he's a young player.
Yeah.
But obviously, we saw the struggles of him in the playoffs.
Yes.
He had amazing numbers in the regular season, but there's still question to him.
And I don't even know who the point guard is going to be. It's going to have to be Book because they just lost Tyus Jones also to the Magic. I think he signed like a 1-year deal or something. So
Yeah,
when
Tyus Jones. Yeah.
we've talked about this West and how deep it is, and it's getting deeper. I don't know. It just seems like Ishbia is desperate. He's just trying to figure things out. I love Book though. I love he's staying in Phoenix, even if it's for only 2 years. I hope he stays there forever. I hope he stays as a Sun. He's one of the most loyal guys I feel like now in today's league. But I said on the last episode I'm still a Suns fan. I'm still gonna stick with the Suns for now. But I don't know. I don't think this is, like you said, they got no capital, they got no assets. So the Suns are in trouble, and we'll have to see what they can do this year with this team.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm gonna make a hot take. I honestly think the Suns end with a better record this year than they did last year. That's gonna be my hot take.
I can agree with that
because I still like the depth piece. I think Malowich adds so much. They've been needing a center.
Who knows? Maybe Mark Williams will be healthy.
They've been needing a center since Ayton.
Yep.
They thought Nurk was going to be that guy. Nurk obviously wasn't that guy. And then obviously Ayton was kind of shooting the bed in Portland, but now the Lakers tinker. We're going to talk about DeAndre Ayton a little bit here too. But
also, one last thing about the Suns. I don't even know if this guy's ever played in the NBA or when was the last time he played in the NBA, but they signed college legend and Nigel Hayes.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So I only remember him at Wisconsin just fucking balling out.
Baller.
Alongside Frank Kaminsky and Sam Decker. So we'll see what he can bring to the table after playing in, I think, Europe or something.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to obviously my favorite, the big three, Oklahoma City Thunder. First it was Shea making the richest man before D-Book took the Thunder there. Then it was Chet. Some people were shocked it was Chet first before J-Dubs, but Chet was a second overall pick. You remember that. And a lot of people like Michael Lisso are going to give a lot of shit for that. And I understand that. And I understand his injury history. But you cannot deny what... Bringing the hat up?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
You cannot deny how much better the Thunder have been with Chet on the floor. No matter what you say about it. Chet on the floor, Thunder are almost unstoppable. Like, just unstoppable. He played the whole season last year. He had his hip injury this year, was out 3 months. And the moment they came back, him and Ihart were figuring it out, and they did amazing. Obviously, they won the championship with him. And then you go to J-Dubs, absolutely deserving. And also news that we didn't talk about since then is that he was playing with a torn ligament in his shooting wrist ever since the game against Phoenix against Devin Booker when he went for a loose ball. And obviously he was talking about the Kobe comparison. He had a 15-minute video on YouTube I like to watch there. It was really cool. But he's, absolutely amazing that he did that. First of all, dropped a 40-piece in the finals with an injured wrist. This is, like I was just talking about earlier with how the Rockets signed all their guys. This is brilliant move by Presti. They're like only 180 million in cap this last year. They were under the luxury tax, right at the salary cap, and now they're paying these guys at least almost 800 million over the next 5 years. But all three of those guys are locked up until 2031, the end of the 2031 season. They are set. They got their guys that they've been completely operating around for the last 3 years. They got their championship. They're going to be all their guys on the roster right now are signed for the next 2 years minimum, with Caruso signing an extension earlier this year, and with Ihart. Sorry, the light went out. It's dead.
Oh, okay. Sorry, keep going.
With Ihart as well, signing that 3-year, 88 million. I think it's just absolutely another beautiful play by the man, the legend, Sam Presti. Yeah, absolutely worth it, in my opinion.
Quick sidebar. I didn't know that these can die.
Yeah, they're little rechargeable lights.
Okay, sorry. Back to it. I mean, I feel like there's really not much that we have to say. You're building your team around these three. They just won you a ring.
They're the favorites to win a ring.
They're probably the favorites to win a ring next year. You're keeping everyone. You have Caruso for a while. You just re-signed J. Will. Yeah, I mean, I know there's been a lot of talk about, and I mean, I don't know.
Give your full opinion. I want to hear it.
I mean, yes, he maybe hasn't played to what people have wanted, or maybe he was making, some. I think there was a couple of times where he might have, at least in the finals, he was trying to force it. He maybe forced a fast break, or he would go up for a layup, get blocked, and then try to force it to go back up, and it didn't go well. But I think a big part of that is he's just still so young. He really hasn't been in the league that long. He's missed a lot of time.
He's only played about a season and a quarter.
Yeah, total. I mean, he's still working on his game, and he was working out with Kevin Durant a little bit. So yes, yes, he hasn't probably done.
He's a KD shoe.
He's got a KD shoe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Yeah, he's had flashes of, not playing well or forcing things. And I think he's just still super young. I mean, the whole team is still super young. J-Dubs is not even in his prime yet.
No.
Shea has probably just reached his prime now. So they're the favorites to win it again. And I mean, you had to give these guys all a bag because, come on.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm very biased. I know that.
Yeah.
I know. I'm trying to be a realist, but I also completely agree for the fact I think all three of these guys have not met their ceiling yet. Shea just had one of the greatest single seasons of a basketball player could ever have in general. Also, now the 2K26 cover.
He capped it off with the cover.
2K26 cover athlete. Yeah. He had his glory for about a week of being the highest paid NBA player in NBA history. Finals MVP, regular MVP, Western Conference Finals MVP, scoring title. One of the greatest seasons. And I still think he can improve his game in certain ways. That's why I'm just feel so optimistic about the Thunder. Chet, like I said, young, still has not met his peak whatsoever. I think this deal does nothing but help Sam Presti, the Thunder, for the fact that they still have so much draft capital. And if he does not, continue to be healthy for the next few years, you have Thomas Silver that they just drafted to kind of like help out with the back there. And there's so many things they can do. Sam Presti is just an absolute genius, dude. He won Exec of the Year, very deservingly so. So
it's just hard to talk about flaws. I'm trying to think of like flaws to bring up or something. Just
I'm trying to be a little.
There's really no flaws. I mean,
no,
I don't know.
It really isn't. I mean, obviously, I hate everybody comparing this team to like the 2019 Raptors, and I hate that so much that they're saying it's one of the worst championship teams in a long time. But you gotta take that out. Not worry about that. They won the championship fair and square. It was not Mickey Mouse ring by any means, and they're looking deadly to compete in an even more stacked West, and they're still the favorite.
Yep,
absolutely, just masterclass. All right, enough glazing into the Thunder. I can glaze them for days, but guess what? You can glaze all you want when you fucking win the chip, baby.
I try to balance it out, and I just really don't even know what to fucking say. I mean,
no, I get it. Trent was nonstop hounding me for the last 3 weeks ever since they won about how they're going to pay everybody. And just like, I thought about it, and it's like, I was watching a couple of videos. They will still, in 2 years, they could still be under the second apron.
That's crazy.
Even with all these contracts.
That's crazy.
That's when all those 3 extensions hit after next year. All 3 of them were signed till next year. So their extensions hit right after next year. In 2 years, they can still be under their apron with all 3 of those contracts. With everybody they have on the team.
Insane.
Currently.
Insane.
So NBA better be scared, man. All right, let's get into the free agency frenzy / trades. First off,
bitch, I'm from Texas, where we still riding swangers and put diamonds in our niggas.
Yeah, Dad, you got the cowboy hat on.
Hopefully it stays on. We'll see how long it stays on for.
Yeah. The KD trade turned around into the biggest trade in NBA history, and by what I mean by that is a record-setting 7 teams involved. So I'm going to go through team by team.
Yeah, I don't even know who got what.
I'm going to tell you right here. So Phoenix got Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, obviously. They got the 10th overall pick, which is Kaman Malawach. They got Rasheer Fleming in the second round as well with the pick they got. Kobe Brea, Daquan Plowden, and a second rounder. I think it's for next year's second rounder, I believe. And then Houston got Kevin Durant, and they got Clay Capella out of the deal, kind of. It's kind of like a sign and trade, I guess, part of it. Brooklyn got 2 seconds. Golden State Warriors, the only thing they've done this free agency, which I was going to clown on the Warriors later, but might as well now. They've done absolutely fucking nothing this entire time except this trade. And they got Alex Tuhi and Jamai Mashak. I might have butchered that. I don't think they're that much of a deal. Atlanta got a second swap, and they got David Roddy, and they got cash. Lakers got the second round pick to get Adam Thioro. Minnesota got Rocco Zikarski, 2 seconds, and some cash. Biggest 7-team trade, only 7-team trade in NBA history. Obviously, it's the main piece is obviously Houston and Phoenix. I like Clint Capella, underrated signing for the Rockets as well. Just sit there next to Steven Adams. I think it'll be huge. I think it'd be awesome. Who's their other starting center? Sengun. Oh, yeah, obviously. But Sengun's probably going to be more of a power forward now. Then you're going to let Clint Capella and Steve Adams be the big man down low.
Yep, and Jabari. Well, Jabari can be a forward with Sengun.
Jabari can share time with Sengun when he's needs rest.
Yeah. First off, with the Warriors, we saw what they became when they got Jimmy, a very good defensive team. But then it showed when Steph was out in the playoffs, they have no offense without Steph.
Yeah.
You got to they got to figure that out. They got to do.
There it
damn,
goes.
the hat fell, and then we're not keeping it on anymore. All right, but they got to do something. I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what the money looks like on that team, but I mean, they're gonna have to do something. But yeah, Capella to the Rockets. I think is a very nice addition. He's a great paint presence defensively. You compare him with any of those other centers we just mentioned. And what I'm hoping they will do is Steven Adams was so pivotal in the playoffs
Huge
for them.
Playoffs. And he also signed, which we talked about in the last podcast.
Yeah,
he
just
signed
got the
an
extension
while he was fishing.
Yeah, he's a little bit older, and so what I'm hoping is they can maybe limit his minutes a little bit now, save him for the playoffs, and then have him just go fucking nuts in the playoffs.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
I would
The
love
big
to.
Kiwi.
Because he was huge for them in the playoffs, and so I would love to see that. But Capella, yeah, returning to the Rockets, I think it's a huge addition for him.
Yeah, I think even after getting KD and giving up Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks, I think now the Rockets have the most depth in the West.
And they just got the other guy we haven't talked about yet either, DFS.
DFS. Oh my God, I forgot to write that down.
Yeah.
A DFS from the
Lakers. So he played 40 games with the Lakers, and then that was his boy Luka, and he left. So what does that say about the Lakers?
Fuck him.
I mean, he literally went there to go play with the guy that he went to the finals with, and then
Lakers are.
And then he played 40 games and he left.
And there's been a lot of talks lately about LeBron, whether they trade him or not. I don't think that's gonna happen. Actually,
I don't think so. No.
There's a lot of talk about it the last week, but still, it's a question. What the hell are you gonna do when he's gone? There was a rumor that somebody heard LeBron talking at a restaurant in New York or something like that he told his wife that he's only going to play one more year. So I don't know how much of that is true. I would not be surprised. He's literally can go anytime he wants. He obviously one of the greatest careers of all time. But the Lakers are not set up at all for when LeBron leaves.
No.
They need to do something this next year. I don't think trading LeBron's the answer, obviously. I don't think LeBron wants to go. I think he wants to finish his career in LA, I believe.
Yeah.
I just don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, but back to DFS, though. We've both talked very highly of DFS. I think it's a huge addition for him. You know, have great defenders in him and Amen Thompson to just be on that perimeter. He's a great three-point shooter. Huge addition for this Rockets team. Especially when you have a guy like Van Vliet, who they also just extended, who's not the greatest defender. He's a great point guard for him, but now you really can have DFS, Amen Thompson guarding the primary ball handlers for this team. It's a great
Amen Thompson addition. Also is just fucking dog, and he's
God. Now he's gonna be the face of the franchise too. So
I'm scared for the Rockets. There's our negativity for the Thunder or the other side of it. These Rockets got so good. They were the second seed last year, obviously too.
Yeah.
But they kind of like how the Thunder looked last year. They went into the playoffs and did not look that good.
Yep.
But gosh, they got a lot.
It's exciting.
It really is.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going.
Yep.
The second biggest story outside of that has to be this Bucks. There was the whole thing about the Bucks was Trey Giannis. What did they do instead? They cut Damian Lillard, who just tore his Achilles, and to make room, they're still going to pay him over $100 million something for the next 5 years. And now they made room to sign Miles Turner. Silence, because Miles Turner just went to the finals with the Pacers, and there was a lot of people thought he was just going to re-sign with the Pacers. Felt like it. After you make a championship run, like you should probably stay with that team. Obviously, we don't know how the Pacers' future is going to look with Tyrese Halliburton now, but in the fact that they already have Giannis at center, and they have Brook Lopez left. That's another thing we'll talk about later. And they already have Kyle Kuzma, which is not good, but Miles Turner is definitely better than Kuzma.
They extended Bobby P.
Bobby P. Yep.
They
extended Bobby P.
Yeah.
Just make this make sense to me, Denny.
This was like the most desperate thing I've ever seen to try to like tell Giannis, yo,
stay.
We got it. Stay. Obviously, we're both big Pacers guys. I wanted him to stay with the Pacers. Yes, Halliburton's going to be out next year, but I mean, you still have the core of this team. Why would I? And I think he said he wanted to stay with the Pacers.
Yeah.
And instead, now the Bucks get him. You're paying Dame Lillard $22 million now for the next 5 years. That's just dead money you're losing now for the next 5 years. And then you look at the rest of the team. They lost Brook Lopez. They brought back Gary Trent. They brought back Bobby P. They brought back Kevin Porter Jr. I mean, I love Bobby P. Gary Trent had some good games in the playoffs, but I feel like these are all streaky guys that are not going to be taking them to the next level.
They got rid of Chris Middleton last year.
And they got rid of K-Mid. And you have, Kyle Kuzma, who
put up the Tony Snell game.
Is a joke. So I don't really, I don't really know what the hell is going on over here. I think this was just a really, really desperate act. And I just am really curious, like, did they ask Giannis before? Were they like, yo, this is what we're about to do? Did they just blindside? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Big question, which I'll say this to after we get all the signings and free agency done, is talk about Dame and a few other guys that are still out there in the free agency market. But yeah, Bucks, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. The East is open next year, but I'm not sure if, I don't know. I'd take the Knicks over the Bucks right now.
We both agreed this doesn't change anything.
No, it
doesn't change. This doesn't change anything.
Most lateral move.
Yeah.
Like I just don't think getting rid of.
I don't get it.
Yeah. I mean, Dame was going to play next year anyways, but
yeah.
I don't know. All right, let's go to the Hawks. Hawks traded they got Kristaps Porzingis, who has been injury prone, but the Celtics obviously they got rid of Drew Holiday and Kristaps to trying to make some cap room while they have their star Jason Tatum out for the next year probably. They signed Nickeil Alexander-Walker, stealing from the Timberwolves. They got Luke Kennard as well, and I think there's one more signing I'm missing specifically, but those are the big guys. They also a competitor for the East next year, I believe now. Dyson Daniels just had an amazing fucking year. Hasn't even reached his peak yet. Showed how much of a defensive presence he is. Trae Young leading the helm. They got rid of Daniil Hunter. Chris LeVert left. Signed
he's
else.
on, I think, Detroit now.
Yeah, these are some big moves for the Hawks. I kind of like it. And then I'm trying to remember who they drafted. They had a good draft.
Who was it? Yeah.
They got Austin Newell.
Shit. That's right. Yeah.
From New Orleans. They did trade New Orleans. They got Austin Newell. Georgia man. Also kind of a steal that we didn't talk about. But
honestly, yeah, because I thought he was going to go a lot higher, just especially how he was doing in college.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited for this Hawks team. We've always talked about this Hawks team. We're fans of them. The Great Barrier Thief. Jalen Johnson has just been plagued by injury.
Jalen Johnson. Yeah, he should be back next year.
Yeah, he'll be back. And now you can have probably Na be a starter, and you're having Na and Dyson Daniels as your two primary defenders on the ball. That's pretty scary. And then you have Jalen Johnson, who's also a great defender. Bill Simmons said on his podcast, this might be the year that Trae Young finally makes the All-Star game if the Hawks do well.
After he led the league in assists.
Yeah. But this was a huge, huge offseason for the Hawks. And I'm really excited to see what they can do this season.
I think they're a minimum 5 seed this next year.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
After they were a playing team last year.
Yeah.
I think they're a minimum 5 seed.
Yeah.
I think the Orlando moves up. I think the Hawks move up.
Yep.
Bucks might move down.
Yep.
Celtics move down.
Luke Kennard was the best 3-point shooter in the league. Na is just a huge presence. I mean, just such a great player. So
yeah, they got a lot of pieces.
Really excited.
I think it'll be fun. Who's their head coach there right now? Do you remember?
Quinn Snyder.
Yeah. Quinn Snyder's gonna have a lot of fun time just messing with the lineup because there's so many ways you can go with it.
Just let the boy Mo Gay still get his minutes.
Boy Mo.
Let Mo still get his minutes. Come on.
Would be I think getting Kristaps and getting rid of Clint Capella does nothing but help Mo for the fact that Kristaps still not a very healthy guy.
Yep.
So I think Mo still could get a lot.
Yeah, they'll save him.
Yeah.
They'll let Mo run it.
Yeah. I think it's huge.
Yeah. Huge for this Hawks team.
All right. So moving on to the Mavericks. They signed D'Angelo Russell. D'Lo is on there with the Mavs now. And they got Cooper Flagg, obviously the first overall pick, who's playing against Bronny right now. And then they signed Frank Vogel as an assistant to Jason Kidd as well. And then AD went under a surgery, I believe, today. He should be good for. I don't think he should be good for most of the season. I'm not sure if he's going to start this season, but we'll see. I feel like I'm missing another player or two for the Mavs. Maybe that got signed, but still, I think that's some good depth. D'Lo to help out in Kyrie's absence. Kyrie should be good. But I think it'll help take a lot off Kyrie. Like we talked about in the podcast near the end of the season there, just the amount of load that Kyrie had to run this team after Luka left and, a not healthy AD and everything. So I think D'Lo just is good come off the bench and help out Kyrie a little bit.
Yeah, he's a great
also helps out my boy Clay.
Yeah, he's a great facilitator. I mean, we've seen him be a bucket before. So, just something to help him out while Kyrie's out. But we got to remember that this Mavericks team went to the finals a couple years ago. Yes, they lost Luka, but they still have a lot of the other guys that they still had there. They have PJ Washington still. They got Lively. They got Gafford. I this Mavs team we got to be careful for. I mean,
we got some questions.
Okay, let's throw them out.
He's already gone probably.
Fuck.
Mr. Noah Burns.
What did Norm say?
And Cole Swider.
Shit, Cole Schwider. Yeah.
What do you think about Cole Schwider's game 1 this summer league?
I don't even know if I watched it, but I know that he's a 3-point shooter and he's a bucket. So
he's a bucket.
I'm assuming if you're asking me that, Norm, that he was schwapping.
He was slapping. Yeah, honestly, I did not see his stats line either.
That's my guess, Norm. If you're asking me that, that's
sorry, Norm.
Sorry, Norm, that we took so long.
Norm, we'll need to have you on as a summer league guy.
Yeah, sorry, Norm.
Yeah, Mavs look dangerous. Obviously, I think just the biggest question with the Mavs is health.
Yep.
I know everybody talks about the Luka trade, and I kind of like that Jason Kidd can be a coach and figure out his lineups, everything he has. I think Jason Kidd gets a little bit more freedom to be a coach with Luka gone. And so I'm excited to see that this year, especially the Cooper Flag, man. Like,
I'm just sorry that they have Frank Vogel on their staff. That's just
I'm a Frank Vogel supporter. I know
a waste of space.
I think he got fucked by both Lakers and Phoenix.
He did get fucked by yeah.
I don't think it was his fault whatsoever. I think it's really hard for anybody that was in the situations for those two teams. So I'm a Frank Vogel stan. I like him. I think he'd be great. I think he's a better assistant than Doc Rivers is to fucking.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to talk about,
not Doc Rivers. It's the other fucking
Darvin Ham.
Darvin Ham, another fired Laker coach.
Fucking Darvin Ham.
Out of the 2 fired Lakers coach that are assistants, I'd rather take Frank Vogel. That's what the point I'm trying to make here.
Yeah.
Do you find it?
Oh, Swider had 20 the other night. Okay, Norm.
Okay.
All right.
Who's Swider on?
He's on the Lakers Summer League. Yeah.
Bet.
I think he's been on there for a while, actually, a couple seasons, I think.
All right, we're just going to move on to the Nuggets. We're almost reaching an hour here.
Yes, sir.
Nuggets traded Michael Porter Jr., the Seattle man, to Brooklyn for Cam Johnson. So the Cam Johnson trade finally went through. I think that's a good move for both Brooklyn and Denver. I think it's good. Cam Johnson will be good next to Jokic. MPJ obviously dealing with injury. He was also very pivotal for the Nuggets. So he's been in the Nuggets for a while. He was kind of a key thing, but kind of like moving off him instead of obviously Jokic or Jamal Murray. That'll be good. They also got Bruce Brown back after he left for the Raptors, did bad for the Raptors, and he bounced around to another team, I believe. Now he's back.
Yeah,
he was on the Hawks.
I can't remember where the fuck he went.
He was on the Hawks. I think he was on the Pistons, maybe. But obviously, bad move for Bruce Brown. He's like, all right, I'm coming home. Let's see what we can do. They also traded Saric for Valanciunas to the Kings. I think that's huge for them. I don't know how that's a lateral move there. I definitely think Valanciunas is better than Alexander Sarr, but we'll see what happens. I think Valanciunas will be great to help out Jokic down low. Tim Hardaway Jr. also signed with them for some more 3-point shooters off the bench, more depth. I like what the Nuggets did here. Get some depth, help out the boy Jokic. But also, need to mention that Nikola Jokic declined his player option.
Interesting.
There's no speculation on why. Interesting. His player option is next year, I believe. And so that will be some juicy stuff to see what happens to Nikola Jokic. Obviously, he's there this season. I don't think anything big is going to happen of it this year of him going anywhere, but we got to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I think the Nuggets they've made some really good moves. I mean, they dumped Dario Saric's contract, and I don't even know if that guy really played much for him. You're getting Valanciunas. We've talked about Valanciunas. He's a great role player. He's going to be, I mean, you have Jokic in the paint. You're not going to want to go into the paint. He steps off the floor. Then you have Valanciunas in the paint. You don't want to go up against that either. So, I mean, that's a huge addition. You get Bruce Brown back on the championship team. You get him for a vet min. You get Tim Hardaway for a vet min. It's a 3-point shooter for you. It can be like a KCP, like what KCP was for that championship team.
Yeah.
Huge. And then, I mean, Michael Porter Jr., when he's healthy, not even shoulder problems, is a bucket. He's a good defender. But Cam Johnson's a little bit younger, and I feel like he can do the same things, and you're saving like 17 mil, getting rid of MPJ's contract. So these were some really good moves for this Nuggets team. Going to be really curious to see what they can do if they can just get someone to kind of back up Jamal Murray as their point.
Hopefully Jamal Murray can. Obviously, Jamal Murray was huge in the playoffs. He's always, I think he's one of the best in NBA history when it comes to stats in the playoffs. Just to jump from regular season to that. But if Jamal Murray can find his regular season self again as well, it'd be huge.
Is Russ a free agent?
Russ is a free agent. We're going to talk about in the end.
Okay, we'll save it for the
We're
end.
saving-
We'll
we're
save it for
saving
the
my
end.
boy.
All right.
Moving on to the Clippers. They signed Brook Lopez, taking him away from the Bucks, as we were talking about earlier. And then the big news for the Clippers is they trade Norman Powell to the Heat. I don't know why, but they got John Collins back. That's it. And then the Jazz got Kevin Love, Kyle Anderson, and a 2027 second-round pick from the Clippers. Don't know. There's a lot of speculation that they're trying to make room to get Bradley Beal, as we talked about a little bit earlier, but that has not happened yet, obviously. Powell was your best player this last year. And you got him for a bag of chips. John Collins, who's older, still versatile, still one of like the best verticals in the league. That makes no sense to me. I don't know.
We love Norm Powell. He's a bucket. He was huge for this team. He's been huge for this team. When you need a bucket and it's not Harden, Kawhi's usually not playing. You're going to Norm. And that is a huge loss for this Clippers team. And they won 7 against the Nuggets. And I mean, Harden and Kawhi together is still a great duo. I don't really understand this. Yeah, you're getting John Collins, who can space the floor. He can be a lob threat for Harden. He can hit the three, but he's older. He's somewhat injury prone, and I think that Norm was just a better fit for this team. You needed a bucket, give it to Norm. Yeah. I don't really understand this trade. Yeah, the Heat got a bucket.
He's on an expiring contract this year.
Yeah, so maybe
hopefully the Heat sign him.
I know there's a lot of fingers pointing to they were doing this to open up room for Bradley Beal.
Yeah,
we'll have to really see if that pans out. Also, with what Bradley Beal's been doing, I don't really know if I would even want to do that. And I feel bad for Kevin Love that now he has to go to fucking Utah. The guy, guy's been a loyal homie and has been through a lot. Now he has to go fucking live in Utah.
They cut him. I think he's on.
Did they already get rid of him? They might have.
I think he's on. He's back in Minnesota, maybe? No, I think he might be back in Minnesota. No, he's on the Jazz.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm also a huge Norm Powell supporter, so I don't know. Love to see him on the Clippers, but now he's going to the Heat. They re-signed Davion Mitchell, who had a good end of the year.
Davion.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see.
The one thing I do like from the Clippers is the guy they drafted at the very end of the round is Yannick Conan Niederhauser, the first round pick for the Penn State Nittany Lions.
Shit.
He's a 6'11". I watched him a little bit in Big Ten play this last year. He's kind of a dog. So I like that draft pick a lot, especially for the last pick in the first round. I'm excited to see what happens with them. That's the only positive I have for the Clippers.
And then, Brook Lopez, he'll back up Zubac, but I mean, he's still effective, but I feel like he's just getting older. You can't play him as many minutes now. He probably can't go past like 20. So we'll see. Interesting moves by the Clippers for sure.
Yep. Moving on. Knicks, they signed Mike Brown to be their next head coach. Love that. I think
love that.
Love that.
Love that.
I was between Brown and Mike Malone. Couldn't go wrong with either one, in my opinion. Obviously, they added depth with Yabusele and Jordan Clarkson as well, which we've talked about so many different times of how much they need depth so badly on this Knicks team. So, like what the Knicks did, they didn't give up too much. They didn't try to change too much. And obviously, they know the goal for the East this next year. It's open. It's theirs to take, my opinion. So
yeah, Yabusele is.
Yeah, you've been a big Yabusele fan for a long time.
Yeah, ever since we saw him, when he was on France kicking ass. So
in Paris.
Yeah, in Paris. So a good addition for this team that really needs depth too. Especially kind of like a forward guy who can space the floor and create his own shot. So yep, and we talked about Mike Brown. That's a fucking dog, 2-time coach of the year.
Only coach to get multiple coach of the years.
Yeah.
In different teams.
Yeah. So we don't really got to say much about Mike Brown. Hopefully it goes well for him over there.
I don't. Obviously, we expressed our opinions that he should not have gone in Sacramento. So
yep.
Moving on, I have 2 more teams that I want to look at.
Yep.
Before we get into remaining free agents, Lakers signed LaReglia. Not huge, but they finally got a center. I'm not obviously very impressed by this. DeAndre Ayton asked for a buyout from Portland, got it, and then signed with the Lakers, 2 years, $34 million. They also re-signed Jackson Hayes for a 1-year deal. That's all AD asked for was a center, and you do it afterwards for DeAndre. And I think Ayton and AD and Braun would have been enough to compete in the West, but obviously they had to get Luka and I still don't know. I don't know. I'm not. Luka's a great player. I've obviously had my salty thoughts of a lot of people saying comparing Luka and Shea, but aka Trent. there goes your coaster. That's
Shit.
fine. I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are your? Is this improve him enough?
First off, if it was LeBron, AD, and DA, that would have been
Amazing.
fucking nuts.
Despite the amount of effort that Aiden's put in Portland,
yeah,
I think a little bit his games got unnoticed just because he's in Portland and they were not great this last year.
Yeah, look, DA is a double machine when he's healthy.
First overall pick not too long ago
yeah,
in Arizona. Went to the
him
finals.
And Luka were in the same draft class, so it's kind of cool that they get to play together. You know, Luka gets his pick and roll threat he finally wanted. DA can hit the mid-range jump shot. You mentioned he was in the finals, and I feel like that finals run, DA might have been you could have argued he was the best player on that team, and he was insane. I think everyone going to that offseason was like, DA might be him. He might be up next, and then kind of died down, but he's going to be a great offensive thing for them. The only thing is that he's a fucking liability on defense. Lazy, gets back down. He just really gets just caught off guard. He's lazy. For a Lakers team that doesn't already is not really known for defense, it's a little bit of concern, but Luka got what he wanted from the same draft class, so we'll see how it pans out for him. But we've talked about this West and how deep it's getting. You know, a team we haven't really talked about because they don't really need to do much because they're so young is the Spurs. You know, we got to remember that they got De'Aaron Fox now for a full year. They got Wemby. They got all these rookies coming in. It's going to be a very competitive West, and we'll see what the Lakers can do. I mean, you can't count out Luka. You can't count out LeBron. And now they got a great offensive threat in DA, but we'll see what they can do.
Yeah, and then I still don't see him doing much.
Well, yeah, we'll see. They got to prove it first. They got to prove it first.
We talked about Lakers a little bit earlier. We just don't know. Their future is so uncertain, and I think they need to make more moves to have a better direction.
I agree.
Last team I want to talk about is Washington, the Wizards. They traded for Cam Whitmore, and they traded my dog, Gonzaga legend, Kelly Olynyk, to the Spurs. He didn't even play a game for them. He was drafted. He went to New Orleans to Washington. Didn't even play a game with them. Now he's on Spurs with some dogs.
Good for him that he got out of Washington.
Yeah, but now with Cam Whitmore on the team, Washington now has 7 players under 23 or younger on their team. Lots of young blood. They got rid of Jordan Poole as well. Lots of young blood. So
yeah, I mean, Sarr really did pick it up. I think the second half of the season he started playing really well. Bub Carrington is good for them. Bilal Coulibaly is good for them. They just got AJ Johnson from the Bucks in that trade, and I do still really like Cam Whitmore. I just think he didn't really get a lot of minutes on the Rockets just because of how deep that team was, and I think this is going to be a good opportunity for him to kind of figure it out and be able to get more minutes on the team. And then they got some old heads. Like, you know, I think they still got Brogdon. They got Marcus Smart, I think. So curious to see what this Wizards team is going to do. But they definitely have the young pieces now to hopefully kind of rebuild and kind of work their way up in an Eastern Conference that is currently just we don't really know a lot about. We don't know. There's a lot of speculation going into next season. And now they have CJ McCollum too. And CJ's still been a bucket. So he can be that vet presence for him, a great leader. So we'll see what these young guys can do and how they can develop. But I think them getting Cam Whitmore, I think Cam Whitmore is going to make some noise. He's going to finally get an opportunity to play, and I think he'll be ready for it.
Yeah. All right, now remaining free agents. There's obviously 2 guys I really want to talk about.
Yep.
Maybe a third as well. There's maybe more. First guy, one of the greatest. He's a Hall of Famer, Chris Paul. He wants to go home. He was on the Spurs this last year on a 1-year deal. He says he wants to be closer to home, so there's talks about him. If the Bradley Beal thing doesn't work out, there's talk about him going back to LEC. But he wants to be home. He still wants to play another year in the NBA, and I think he deserves it. He just got done with his 20th season. Is there anybody else you could see him going to other than LEC, or anybody else that probably needs a backup point guard, or even maybe a starting point guard?
I don't know I feel like you could probably give him not too much money.
No.
I think he's made it obvious he wants to play 1 more year and he's done.
But also, it's also obvious he impacts every team he goes to, no matter what.
So I could see him going to the Clippers because they need a point guard. Another place I could potentially see him going to, I talked about them earlier because they need a point guard, is he goes back to the Suns.
Yeah.
But outside of those two teams, don't really know where he'd go, especially because he's made it very clear that he wants to be back on the West Coast near his family. I feel like the fingers point to Clippers, but yeah, maybe he wants a reunion in Phoenix. One more run with his boy Book.
Yeah. The other guy who's probably one of my favorite players, probably my favorite player of all time, Russell Westbrook, as we talked about, is not on the Nuggets anymore. Also preferred to stay close to home at LAC. Also probably going to be cheap. Also put up pretty good stats this year. When he was a starter, he was averaging 17, 6, and 5. So he's still production. He just played his 17th or 18th season. So I don't know where Russ can go either. Kind of same situation with Chris Paul is wherever he.
I'd prefer that the Clippers would get Russ. I just go back to that playoff stretch they had 2 seasons ago.
And he was a dog in the
and he was a fucking dog going up against the Suns. Him and Mason Plumlee were fucking destroying. I think that'd be sick for him to go back to the Clippers. Sure as hell ain't going to the Lakers. They disrespected the boy, so not there. What if he went to Sacramento? Is there any possibility he goes to the Kings?
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Who do you?
They got DeMar.
They got
Levine,
DeMar and
Sabonis.
It's old.
So it's old. So I mean, it'd be the old squad. But
Russ has played with Sabonis already before. Yeah, but don't forget Domantas Sabonis drafted to the Thunder.
Yep.
That'd be interesting. I wouldn't hate that.
But I think Russ stays on the West Coast as well. I think he wants to be same type of thing as Chris Paul. Both getting towards the end, they want to just stay home.
Who did Kings draft? They drafted somebody good. I don't remember who it was that stayed.
Who the fuck
was it? Nick Clifford?
Oh, because he got traded. He got traded there, right?
From the Thunder.
Yeah.
But somebody else. I'm trying to think of somebody that's like, I'm staying close to Sacramento. I'm trying to remember. Oh.
Yep.
We gotta talk about.
We haven't even talked about that yet.
Mr. Alex Yano, who was on the live not too long ago.
We haven't even talked about him yet.
Yeah.
Maxine.
Oh, don't hate me here. Maxine Renaud.
Is it Renaud?
Renaud. Going from Palo Alto to Sacramento. I like that a lot. He was a steal. Obviously, we had him going higher. He was actually so fucking good at Stanford. And we obviously have a little bit of insider with Alex Yano being there. But he was a fucking dog. He was first team all ACC. Like, he was so fucking good. Other free agents, another one that's pretty much, if he doesn't get a team, he's retiring, is Al Horford.
Yeah, I don't even know. I've heard so many rumors about the Warriors with him.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
I don't know.
SB Nation has him going there. Another guy.
I don't even know where else he would go, honestly.
Apparently Cam Thomas is on an expiring contract still. Apparently he's still technically a free agent, I guess.
Okay.
I think the Nets sign him back.
I would, 100%.
Because they didn't trade him in the season, which they wanted him to.
Yeah.
And then another technical free agent, but I also think he's going to get a bag. He just hasn't signed it yet. Is Josh Giddey.
He's going to get a bag.
Yeah, I think he's staying in Chicago.
Yeah.
He's going to get it back from them. Yeah. He had an amazing season.
Him and Kobe White together are dogs.
Yeah.
They just need some help.
Yeah. And then the other guy that I was the big 3 point guards who were also they were competitors against each other.
Yes, we
Damian
talk
Lillard.
about Dame.
SB Nation has him going to the Lakers on a 2-year, $5 million, which obviously you have to do a 2-year if you're getting Dame because he's out next year.
Right.
Minimum you have to do a 2-year. I have no idea where Dame could go either.
Yeah, where's Dame going?
Someone who wants to compete next year. I think he should stay in the East, first of all. I don't know where Dame could go.
Could he potentially go home?
I don't know why they would do that. I could see them just signing him for the year so he has a team.
Yep.
I mean, he's making $20 million for the next 5 years anyway, so it's not like it matters. Probably can take a cheap deal for a 2-year deal and then come back stronger than ever. But Dame's nowhere close to being done. Like,
No.
So whoever gets him is going to be a steal because you get it. You don't pay him cheap for next year, pay him cheap for the second year, and then I think he just gets a 2-year deal no matter where he goes.
See, I was thinking the Warriors, but then by the time he comes back, both Jimmy and Steph's contracts are expiring.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they would want to do there. So that wouldn't make sense.
And also guard Bradley Beal, technically probably going to get a buyout. Or did they already buy him out?
I don't know.
They might have already bought him out.
They might have.
All right. Any other free agents? I don't think so. Those are the big
I
ones.
don't think any big ones right now. Yeah,
All right.
I feel like those are the main ones.
To end this podcast, I want to have a conversation that I brought up with you earlier this week. It's been a topic that's been taken by storm on the internet. And both these guys got a bag this week of who would you rather have? Paulo Banchero, who just signed a 5-year rookie max extension for $287 million, 85 or 80. Yeah, 87. And another same draft class, Jalen J-Dubs Williams, $287 million, 5-year rookie max extension. One just won the NBA Finals. One was the first overall pick. Still a dog, but played with injury. Obviously, J-Dubs just had injury to his hand, but he sounds like he should be fine to play the season anyways. I'm obviously very biased, but I also said I would still think Paulo's ceiling is, it's tough. It's really tough. I think they're really comparable players in their game and just the way they are. I think J-Dubs is a better scorer than Paulo. But Paulo is taller and gets to the spot he wants to. I think J-Dubs is a better defender than Paulo, but it's also tough when he's behind Shea. And but also think about it, he's doing what he's doing behind Shea Gilgeous-Alexander as a second option. And Paulo's been the first option for the Magic ever since he pretty much stepped on the court. I just want to hear your thoughts a little bit. Obviously, I'm very biased. And obviously, Paulo Banchero is a Seattle guy who's just coaching with Jamal Crawford and his son's Rotary team here. So Paulo's back home for right now. And he also played on a team with our boy, Big Mike Spitz.
What up, Big Mike?
And so there's definitely bias between both these guys here. Really comparable, though. I just want to hear your thoughts and who you choose. Who you choose now is a better player. And second caveat, who would you rather build your team around? Because I feel like those could be different. And if they're not different, that's totally fine.
This is a tough one. Like you said, I
honestly think it's just a lot tougher than it seems.
Yeah.
Like everybody on the internet say, obviously it's Paulo. And a lot of been on J-Dubs, you can't deny J-Dubs just dropped 40 points on the injured wrist in the NBA championship. And he just made all defensive second team and all-star and all NBA third team. So it's like, I don't know. I just want to hear your thoughts.
They both are very versatile players because when Chet was out, J-Dubs was guarding the centers on every team, and he's like 7? And he was holding his own, which is absolutely insane. And I think he's able to create his shot better than Paulo. And when I say create his shot, I mean like a 3-pointer or a step back, because Paulo can drive more. But then you look at the flip side at Paulo, and Paulo can take it to the rack. Paulo's 6'10" and has the handles of a point guard. Can take it to the rack, can facilitate. But it's one of those things. They're in the same draft class?
Yeah.
See,
because it's the same draft class as Chet as well.
Yeah.
Paulo went first. Yeah. Chet went second, and Ousmane Dieng went 8th for the Thunder, and then J-Dubs went, I believe, 14th or something like that.
Yeah, and it's hard too because Paulo was hurt for so long this season, and because of that, people probably would say that, as of right now, J-Dubs has done more.
J-Dubs is 12th.
J-Dubs' 12th pick? Okay.
Yeah.
So people
Dieng was 11th.
Yeah. People might say that, J-Dubs is the better player right now. He had an all-NBA season. He's a championship player now. He's won a championship. I mean, these guys are both really good players. If I had to choose one, I might go with Paulo. But it's a very, very tight race because, like I said, J-Dubs can hit the 3. He can create his own shot for a step-back 3, and Paulo doesn't have that in his game yet. But Paulo can attack the rim. And they're both great leaders, but both very versatile. But when you want to get a bucket, you can go to both, which makes it so hard to choose between these guys. They're literally the same fucking player.
They're pretty damn close.
Like,
Paulo's a little bit taller, plays more of a power forward.
Yeah.
But J-Dubs literally has had to play power forward the last 2 years, even though he's smaller.
Yeah,
than
like
him.
we said, he was guarding all the centers. But
they're very, very comparable. And I just like this argument. It's been going around like Twitter and Instagram.
It has been going around. Yeah, they can. I'm talking about.
There's good arguments for both sides.
Yeah, I'm talking about J-Dub's shot creating, but Paulo can do the same thing, creating his own shot. There's been comparisons out there of throwing Paulo next to LeBron.
Not a LeBron fan, but that's not quite.
Fuck, man. I don't know. With Paulo's size and just the handle he has with that size, I might want to start a franchise with Paulo, but this is a very hard debate. I don't know how you could honestly like go one over the other and make a very hard argument and be set on it, because you counter what you would make an argument for one, you can counter with the other, because they really are both very versatile players, and they're both going to be they're both the face of the league coming up. This is the next generation.
Absolutely.
But after that whole ramble and Yash and Yeesh and Yash, I'll say I'll go with Paulo, but it's very hard to make that decision.
That's fair. There's so much just in sports world about talking about availability is the best ability.
That's also true.
And obviously 3 or 4 years ago, you would say Zion's better than both those guys. But would you say Zion's better than both those guys right now?
I think we could name a bunch of more players over Zion now.
Yeah, but Zion, when healthy, is still fucking amazing. He's been very underlooked the last couple of years when he's played, but he's missed so much time. That's the main story. So because of that discussion of availability is best ability, it's not like Paulo's missed a shit ton of time, but he's had injuries almost every single year he's been in the league. And he obviously had his own health conditions at Duke, but that has nothing to do with NBA style. But that's why I wanted to split the two. I think the best NBA player between the two of them right now is Jalen Williams. I mean, he made all NBA, all defensive NBA, all-star. That's a hell of a record. Dropped 40 points in the finals on injured wrist. And I think he's a better defender than Paulo completely. It's just his length, his arms are so insane. He's got so much good IQ from Alex Caruso and a bunch of other guys coming through Oklahoma City. But that being said, if I had a choice between the two of them to build a franchise around, I'd pick Paulo. But like easily Paulo next year, especially with the help he's getting in Orlando.
Yep.
He could definitely be better than Jalen Williams next year. And obviously Jalen Williams has been behind Shea, and Paulo's led the team. So there's always a discussion. Switch the team. How good would Paulo be behind Shea? How good would J-Dubs be leading a team? I don't know. I think Paulo's better at leading a team than J-Dubs is because J-Dubs had the luxury. I say it's a luxury to be behind Shea and not have to carry a team. But there's been so many games throughout the season where maybe Shea doesn't show up for one quarter or something like that. J-Dubs carries when he's not. So I will take J-Dubs as currently the best player. And I will say I would still believe in Paulo. I think their ceilings are very similar, though. But I think J-Dub's floor is a little bit lower than Paulo's, though. I think Paulo's floor is pretty high. Yeah. So that's where I think Paulo has an advantage there. Obviously, he's first overall pick, too. So he's drafted there for a reason.
It's a hard debate.
It really is.
They've both only been in the league for 3 years. They both have so much room to grow.
Brings up the same debate of Evan Mobley versus Joe Holmgren, which I'm not going to do without Litzo.
I forget what episode that was, but go back to that episode.
Go back to the episode.
You'll hear that discussion we had. Just one of the episodes with Litzo. Just look it up. I don't even know.
Yeah, just look it up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Anyways, anything else you want to talk about before we?
It's gonna be a very big. Oh shit. I can't even keep the hat on. This is going to be a very big offseason for the Bangshot DGens, so stay tuned. We got a lot going on. We're really trying to kick it into gear, and this is season 2 for us, and we're making some improvements, and we're ready to rock and roll for season 3.
Absolutely. We're going to try to do a little Instagram thing. We're going to try to go out and see the Lenny Wilkins statue here soon. We had a wild night before the Lenny Wilkins, so we did not make it out to the actual unveiling.
Yeah.
We were both struggling in the morning. But
it was a long night.
We were going to put our respects to the statue.
Yep.
We will keep on updating you with the expansion as it goes on. We talked about it. We've leaked it a little bit with our buddy Simon Wampold. We want to do an expansion draft episode really badly because it's coming a lot sooner than we thought. And then I think we're probably just going to have an all Sonics episode this offseason sometime.
Yep. 100%.
And we're just going to talk absolute Sonics, the past, the present, everything about it. Outside of the expansion draft. So for those who tune in live, thanks for coming. I kind of like doing the live episodes.
Yeah,
hopefully we can grow some more traction.
Yeah,
I know I've been shitting my social media lately. We'll get that going. Busy times. Last time in our garage studio. I will be moving next week, so we will have a new studio, so to speak. I don't know exactly where it's going to be yet, but we're still going to be recording. Don't worry about it.
Yep, 100%.
So with that, till next time, the bank is closed.
Peace.
Peace.